keep you from the rest of your dessert for a few minutes, you will let me say a few things. I've been called the principal of St. Margaret's, but that's not the title I had when I came. I was the principal of the Anglican Church schools of Seria and Kuala Belait. So I had equal tasks in St. James's and in St. Margaret's. I used to drive over to St. James in the little Austin Mini and visit from time to time. I remember the very first time I went there was a curious experience. You remember Peggy Yap?
Yep.
And, really? Well, I visited her classroom. They were a kindergarten class. And they'd never seen such a strange person walk in. And they began to laugh. And they laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed. There was nothing I could say. I didn't know what to do. Here I was the new principal, full of authority and everything else. And these little tiny kids roared at laughter. Taught me a useful lesson, not to think too much of oneself. St. Margaret's and St. James grew separately for a while, and then took their own separate routes. And most of you are here know what happened at St. Margaret's, how it has prospered and grown and become a really important item in the education of the state of Brunei. Their funding. But then that gave up, and so we had to do more and more fundraising ourselves. And I think all of you remember the fun fairs?
Oh, yeah. A lot of fun.
Anybody think of a better thing to eat than the sotong that there was that? And we had all sorts of things going on at the fun fair. And the parents, remember some of the dads sitting down at a table, counting the money, rolling up the coins, and then somebody guards them safely overnight, I expect. And but the dances were there too, and I had forgotten the name of the top band that used to play. And that's it. The Spinning Crystals. Yeah. But they weren't the only star attraction. I remember either on the fun fairs or maybe at the dances.
Well, we had a square dance.
Had square dance, but also I remember you on a stage doing a special
Cha-cha-cha.
Remember that one? Oh, yes.
Okay. So we saved money, and we were able to build more buildings as they were required. And we were also able to build something that became quite famous. Bill Chin, his father worked in the drilling section of Shell, I'm not sure what it's called, and he knew of a supply of drilling cement that wasn't being used or couldn't be used. And so he managed to get it across to St. Margaret's for us, and it built our basketball court. Yeah. And St. Margaret's, of course, had the top basketball team. Thanks to some crafty recruiting from Chonghua School. Anyway, well, the basketball court is not the only, and I think it was Abraham Thomas who took me to Assembly, and I spoke in my best Bahasa Melayu to the group that were gathered there. Anyway, Richard, you said I had going to deliver a short one. I've got 5 more pages. Anyway, some things that I'd kind of forgotten about, but the lantern parade, the Sultan's birthday, that was always tremendous. And you were telling us that we won prizes for that too.
The dinosaur, the green dinosaur.
No, the first one is the Setco. And then we had dinosaur. Yeah.
No, dinosaur was the first one.
Dinosaur, first
That was built in
First
the
one?
green dinosaur.
yeah, built in 64.
I know.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
was hanging around the dinosaur.
65 Seco.
There were concert items we had to perform at. I remember taking a group down to the palace in Brunei town,
Oh, yes.
and one of the primary one class, I think, they did a kind of a Hawaiian dance. And one little boy, his skirt got looser and looser, which of course made the dance a huge success. Lots of activities in the school grew up. Anyway, were any of you in the Scouts? Yes, good. And there were guides too. I don't remember the guides, but I know they were there because I saw it in the yearbook. The uniform changed halfway, 1967. And the part of the trouble, or the cause, was sitting at the back there.
The girls used to have this blouse, and we used to make our own blouse. And it's a square neck, and sometimes we were not very expert in accessing the width. So sometimes
square
it's
neck,
way too big. And the boys had taken the initiative to throw paper balls and paper cans. So when I came back to Margaret's from coaching, my first resolve as the principal's wife was to change the uniform.
And the boys had very smart white pants. Beige. That was very good.
I remember during our first uniform, he did in the AAC there and t-shirt. It was a piece call, I think.
Was he? Could well be. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So just some numbers. When I got there were about 480 students, primary and secondary. And this grew and grew as the years went on. And if anybody here was there in 77, no, none of you. But by 77, according to the book that I looked at, there were already 1,000 students in St. Margaret's, which is huge. St. Margaret's was, no matter what they said about us in St. Michael's, St. Margaret's was a very popular place for parents to send their kids. And it was difficult for us to take in all the ones who wanted to come. And it was hard to turn people away. I can remember one dad coming to see me, and he said, "I must get my son into the school." And I said, "I'm sorry, we're absolutely full. There's not a single desk available." And he said, "It doesn't matter." He said, "I'll build a desk." So I had to turn him away. But we did have entrance tests and admission rankings and so on to try and sort out those who wanted to come. Involved in teaching is to see what people do with their lives, what happens. And in St. Margaret's, it was good to see people going on to do a whole variety of things. One of them, our graduates went down to join the Royal Brunei Police and became an inspector at Simbun Kiat, remember? Others went to work for Shell, and with Michael swam with the sharks. Many things. Then gradually people started to go overseas. The girls went nursing to England, particularly. Some went for teacher training. And it was good to see people going on and making good use of the opportunity that their education gave them. Makes me very happy and very proud, really, that so many people, like you yourselves, have made great successes of your lives. So now I've reached an age where I very easily forget things. And tonight I've had to say to many people, "I'm sorry, the name slips me." But,
we understand. Well, easy for us to remember you. It's hard for you to remember all, but
thank you. But anyway, so may I say again, I really appreciate the chance to come here tonight and to recreate many good memories. It's been great. So for that, I thank you very, very much indeed. I know Jim would join me in that. Thank you.
Thank you.